uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! G'day guys, Bushka here, and today we're going to be ripping and roaring with some things that you can do to improve your gameplay, skills you can improve and skills you can work on the range, in-game itself, that are going to make you a better player, have more fun because you win more gunfights, and just generally improve your overall experience in PUBG Mobile. We're going to talk about leaning, peeking, the desync reset. We're going to be talking about grenades, the mathematics of grenades. We're going to be talking about changing angles as a team, heaps and heaps of stuff. So let's kick on. Favor your grubs, just hit that subscribe and that like button now. That would be tremendous. Peek firing. There is a section in your controls, the third panel down. You enable that. That gives you the ability to peek. I have peek and open scope enabled, and I have it set to hold for my lean mode. That means that I hold down the peek button and I immediately open my scope. There's a reason for that, and we will get to that because it's pretty important. You want to be practicing this all the time. I will get to why you want to be practicing this all the time in just a second, but here's a simple way you can do this. I do it whenever I'm fighting a bot or whenever I'm in a situation where someone has marked a window, for instance. And this is a bit clunky because I wanted to highlight how you do this. You'll see there's the mark. You can then get your sight set on the mark. I'm just doing this slowly so you can absolutely see it. Mr. Weege is marked, and there's the target in the window. Now, before we go any further, there's a couple of things that we need to talk about. This is desync. I am going to push this area here, and I can't see anyone there, but there is someone there, and he strafes out from behind cover and blows me up and goes, yeah, that's right, I killed the old bloke, awesome, I'm an amazing kid. Now, here's what's happening. I am coming at this guy. He can see me, third-party peeking, and my data is being sent to the server telling him Bushka is pushing around this corner. And then it's downloading from the server to him saying Bushka is pushing around this corner. But I don't receive the data from him saying I am shooting Bushka until I'm already dead, because I've got to download that data from the server. That's desync, okay? That's why this is such an important skill to improve. And you'll see here, I don't have any health. I've got an M416, and I'm going to pre-lean and poke on that guy. Is going to push around this corner, and I'm going to do the same to him. And the reason this is amazing is I'm getting hits, little hits, little hits, little hits, but he's not seeing me there until I've already pulled back in because of desync, right? And I'm not really exposing myself at all to get those shots. It's really, really cheaty, and you can exploit it. And peeking is the absolute best way to do it. If you strafe out away from cover, there will come a point where you are being seen by the enemy. It only takes, 50, 100 milliseconds before he sees you, and then you're shot. But if you're holding next to cover, it's very, very difficult for you to get picked off. Watch how hard this guy gets at it. Watch how I don't leave the cover. So when I release the peek, I come back inside the building. That's a pretty effective way of dealing with people pushing you, okay? Especially when you're using red dots or no scopes on guns like the AK. Now let's talk the mathematics of grenades. And this is a skill you can really work on. Mathing it, Bushka, you big, bald, sexual Tyrannosaurus. There's two big numbers here. One is the flight time of a grenade at maximum range, and two is the maximum range of that grenade. If you're chucking a grenade on a flat surface, you're going to go about 50 meters with it, okay? 45 to 50, depending on the gradient, and it's going to take about 3 seconds to get there. You can allow a little bit of time on either end of that for it to reach a particular point. The same with the molly. The flight time is the same, and this means you can take a lot of the guesswork out of throwing grenades. And I am very successful with these kinds of things at certain ranges, because basically it's just an equation. You're going to see I knock a guy down there. His mate is going to turn up to try and revive him, and I'm going to kill them both with a grenade. That is a fair distance to that target, but I'm above it so I can throw a little bit further, but I can't land it exactly over that wall. So I'm going to throw it to the right, bounce it off the wall, 4 seconds. So I'm giving it an extra second flight time to hit the wall and bounce back, and then it lands right in their laps and clears both targets. This is a skill you can improve. And applying your knowledge, like people do not go to the front of smoke, so you want to bounce it through the behind the smoke. You basically want to land a grenade in the middle of the smoke, and that will leap it out the back. It always takes a hop when it lands, and that's great. Another big part of this is knowing the buildings that you're fighting. And that's a skill you should be improving. You should be using your head to think your way through, and basically, I'm not trying to get close to the target here. I can throw it far enough. I want to get a better angle because there is a door there. Now, people will not go all the way down the stairs or stay up on the roof. They're going to go in the stairwell. So I throw this grenade down the stairwell and it actually hits all the way down. And this is pretty important because this is applied knowledge. Let me show you a building I screw up all the time. This is really annoying. There is a guy upstairs here. It's the stupidest building to go into because there's no exit points apart from the stairwell. So it's a really dumb place to go. And for the most part, when I'm grenading someone in a room like that, I'll aim it up at the roof. And you get lazy and you know there's someone in there, so you basically just chuck it at the roof and let it bounce straight down, and then boom, happy days. And you throw it in the middle of the room because you maximize the blast radius. Well, the problem here is that the grenade goes straight up through the little hole and then boom, straight down through the big hole on the other side. So it actually lands on the stairwell. And you end up, if you try and throw the grenade inside, the guy can get an overlook on you, and it's very easy for you to get dialed. What I tend to do here is to try and throw the grenade directly upwards into that part of the window and try and time it so that it lands and goes off at exactly the same time, at about 1.5 to 2 seconds. Starting it at 2 to release is probably a good thing. It also is going to land hard and bounce up in the air, and that will far more likely give you a kill, or at least smash the bloke so that he's not feeling a whole lot of joy. Now let's move on to another skill that you can really improve, and I hope you like that grenade stuff because I think it's really important that you use frags and mollies particularly. We can talk more about mollies at another time. I'll get some clips for that. This one I want to talk about is working in a duo to constantly get angles and get different holds. One of the worst things you can do in a duo or a squad is all attack from the same angle. Let's be honest, if you only have to face an enemy coming from one direction, then things get very, very easy. And you can see Ganksy was coming down that hill and I was probably a little late on the cover, on the rotation. Still, I got there in time and we got the clear. I'm going to show you a much clearer vision of this. This is me and Mr. Ouija working at Millbase on a hot drop to corral multiple elements of the same squad. And what I'm going to do is push in really, really close to the target and then hold him. I'm going to hold him. You can see he's on top of that roof there. I'm going to hold this target and lock him in. Now I'm going to flashbang it, which a lot of people don't use, but I actually started using flashbangs a lot more because Fates was using them when I was playing with him and he was using them super effectively. Anyway, so we flashbang him better, or you could smoke him. That would be another way. And then I open the door so he thinks I've gone in, but I'm basically holding this guy here while my partner gets an angle. Now, Mr. Ouija is going to take the target out while all I'm doing is just holding. And we're talking this through the whole time. Nice. I'm going to show you this, but it's fairly obvious once you start looking at it. But we start looting, and then two members of this squad pop up. One is on the building over there, and another one is going to go up and revive him after I smack him out. Look as soon as that guy is knocked where Mr. Ouija goes. Mr. Ouija ducks down into the corridor and starts changing the angle. And what's going to happen is these guys are going to engage me, and all I'm doing is locking them in. I'm keeping them in place. We're trading knocks. I can't really clear them from here, but I'm making it so that even if I get knocked, my partner is going to be coming up from a third-party position and having a clear shot in the side of them, and you can see them start panicking. If you want to push up the stairs, you're going to have a fucking good angle on them. Like, they can't get up while I'm standing here. And that's exactly what we do. And Mr. Ouija just wanders over there and finishes everything off. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to stop it there because we've got a lot more content to cover off on, and I'll just do it a second video. It is way too much for one video. If you have any particular things you'd like to see, leave them in the comments below. Make sure that you, watch some of the other content, and if you like it, why not subscribe? Hey, call me crazy. I like big numbers as much as the next bloke. These are the kinds of things that make me excited to be part of the game. I don't care about rank. And you might say rank is everything, and you're Conqueror or you're Ace or whatever. I've been at this game for a long time, and I can tell you that I don't remember any specific season for achieving a rank. I remember a lot of fun games with my buddies, and I love working on the elegant parts of the game. The tactics, the numbers, the knowledge that helps you win and beat the other guy. And I love it when you do something that is clearly just beating them because you know the numbers better than they do. Anyway, I'm Bushka. Thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves and stay safe on the battlefield. Until next time, bye for now.